local news authority. Local, in-depth, community. You're watching KFDX 3 News at 10.
Happening now, police are searching for a man on the run after he robbed a Metro PCS employee at gunpoint tonight. Police say around 7:30, a man walked into the store located in the 3200 block of Kemp and showed the cashier a semi-automatic pistol and demanded cash. Now, as of right now, officers don't know the exact amount of cash that was stolen or much more about the suspect. But if you have the Texoma app, you have this information first. So stick with us on the app for future updates on this case. And for those who don't have it yet, just head over to the Apple Store or Google Play Store and download it for free. New information tonight concerning a 47-year-old man driving a suspected stolen vehicle and leading officers on a chase down Central Freeway before bailing out at a local park. The chase began early yesterday morning on the freeway near Marine Street. Officers say James Allen White is now charged with evading arrest, theft, and a parole violation. White initially got off the freeway and went into the parking lot of America's Best Value Inn, and then came out the east entrance where several patrol units tried to block his car. But officers say the driver swerved around them and went east on Marine, then north on Red Fox. At the intersection of Red Fox and West Cliff, they say White got out and ran through Linwood Park. That's where an officer chased him on foot, and this officer eventually caught up to him in the 1400 block of New Haven and put him in custody. And a new crime alert from Crime Stoppers. They need your help in solving an aggravated sexual assault this evening, and your information could be worth thousands of dollars. So this happened last Wednesday, January 9th at around 3 a.m. in the 1200 block of North 5th Street. Police say that's where a white male broke into a residence and attacked the victim inside. Now, this is a sketch that was released of the attacker last week. Get a good look. Now, if you have any information about this crime or any other felony crime, call Crime Stoppers 24 hours a day at 322-9888. You may remain anonymous, and you could earn up to $5,000 in this case. Moving now to something that has many of you people talking online as they remember the life of Seymour Elementary School teacher who passed away recently. According to a Facebook post by Seymour ISD, Lisa Gray passed away yesterday evening. The post says, quote, "She will be someone who will forever be remembered by the people she came in contact with for her devotion to serving others first and putting her needs last. She was a wonderful person." Well, on Thursday, all Seymour ISD campuses will be closed, and to allow the staff and students attend her funeral, which is set for 2 p.m. at the First Baptist Church in Seymour. New tonight out of Montague County after claiming the Bowie mayor is sidestepping her items on the city council agenda. Councilor Tammy Buckmaster is speaking with us about her concerns. And Jaron Spohr was at the city council meeting this evening and has more. Jaron, what'd you find out?
Melanie, during the meeting tonight, Buckmaster gave her motion for why it was important her concerns be on the next agenda.
Receive cashier's checks when no other option exists.
Bowie City Councilor Tammy Buckmaster has been on the council since November. Buckmaster says she wants to talk about internal control after a cashier's check was used for the purchase of the building from Legend Bank.
Our internal control policies and procedures are not very definitive, for lack of a better word, and I don't know that they even actually address in specific cashier's checks and how to purchase them or how or what procedures need to be followed.
Buckmaster says understanding internal control policies is important.
It also provides a certain amount of protection for employees where they don't get pressured into doing something that they don't feel is correct to be doing, because you've got this written policy that they can fall back on and say, no, that violates policy, so I'm not going to do it.
City Manager Burt Cunningham says the reason the items haven't been put on the agenda is because they have already been handled.
They are items that we could handle internally. And I handled them. I think the reason that she wants it in open meeting is she wants to embarrass somebody or whatever. But they've already been taken care of. They're not anything major or catastrophic.
After a vote Monday night, the vote did pass 4-2 and will be on the next agenda. Now, Buckmaster said she is glad the topic will be discussed and hopefully solved soon. The next City Council meeting will be on January 28th.
All right, Jaron, thank you for that information. In other news, back in Wichita County, commissioners have awarded approximately $250,000 to repair county-owned structures. They met this morning and awarded bids to fix cracks at the Juvenile Detention Center, repair water damage at the Sprague Annex, and replace roofs on both the Courthouse Annex and the Linderman Building. Just before Thanksgiving, a pipe burst at the jail annex and dumped a considerable amount of water into the facility, as well as into the Vernon College portion of the building.
We had some different rainstorms that created a lot of leaking scenarios for us, and we had minimal but significant office water at periods of time. So we knew we needed to move forward with that, and that's what the Commissioners Court decided today and appointed 2 different vendors for each roof.
Well, contractors will begin work immediately, and commissioners hope to have the projects completed by March 1st.
99% of the children we serve are scholarshiped in some way, either through government funding or through fundraising that we do.
It's people I trust. I mean, I don't have to worry about finding a sitter every day, so it's wonderful.
All right.
I know that they will be fed. I know that they will be on a strict schedule.
We are continuing coverage tonight on the longest government shutdown in history, now in its 24th day. Now, businesses and Texoma residents are being affected, and if funds are cut off, there is possibility that parents will be experiencing a fee increase in order for the children to be properly fed. Now, the agency, which receives an average of $11,000 a month in government funding, serves about 180 children each day, and each child is fed 3 times a day, while the child of care parents partners. Now, in more rural parts of Texoma, county farmers are trying to continue operations during the government shutdown while they're unable to get their harvested cotton graded. Now, this blow came after USDA Farm Agency offices shut down at the end of December, and without knowing the quality, farmers cannot sell, which in turn leads to no profits. But even with some of their cotton graded before the shutdown, farmers still find themselves stuck.
With demand slowing and with those offices not open, we can't get the money that was guaranteed to us. So that's been the largest problem, is the programs that we would use in this exact situation aren't available to us.
Another farmer says he believes decisions made in Washington are important because they could affect the safety and security of this country. But he hopes those decisions are made soon because farmers need their money for this year's seeds. Aside from the shutdown, farmers dealt with less rain when they needed and too much when they didn't, in addition to trade tariffs and decreased demand. At Texomashomepage.com, you can hear more from one farmer and his plans to weather through this government shutdown. And up in Washington, things aren't going much smoother when it comes to funding this border wall. So Mark Meredith has the latest.
President Trump is rejecting calls by Republican Senator Lindsey Graham to declare a national emergency on the southern border.
I'm not looking to call a national emergency. This is so simple, you shouldn't have to.
Graham says an emergency declaration would end the partial government shutdown and allow the president to order the Pentagon to build a border wall, even if Congress disapproves.
I think there is a crisis at the border. I think it fits the definition of a national emergency.
But the president himself admits that may not work since the order would likely be challenged in court. Meanwhile, the fight over border security has created the longest government shutdown in U.S. history.
The government remains shut down for one reason and one reason only. The Democrats will not fund border security.
Several government employee unions are suing the Trump administration over the shutdown. Right now, 800,000 people are either furloughed or working without pay.
This is costing our country a lot of money.
Hawaii Senator Mazie Hirono says she's most concerned about government employees impacted by the shutdown.
The lack of empathy of this whole administration to what's happening across our country is awesome in its awfulness.
The White House says the president will sign legislation ensuring impacted employees receive back pay, but only after the shutdown ends. In Washington, I'm Mark Meredith.
Still to come, the beginning of our Hidden History Black History Month series. Tonight, a look inside of a famous Olympian's childhood home. Stick with us. You don't want to miss this.